Josh says, I also like layer 2 for spending and sending as well. Spread the best asset to other Bitcoiners. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the Bitcoin journey's trademark, I think. Stack on chain, spend on Lightning. So I think if you followed that, honestly, like you're going to do pretty well for yourself. So stack on chain, spend on Lightning. That's how you're going to optimize and maximize everything within Bitcoin. And so with that in mind, it's like every time you send Bitcoin to your on-chain, your cold storage, it's there. And that you're not spending that. That's going to stay there forever. That's for your family. And speaking of family, I want to, that's what this video is about here. So let's watch this. Oh, I got another little fun thing we're going to do here right away. I just remembered that. But the post here is called Build a Strong Family. So let's watch this. It's a minute long. I think it's incredibly important, especially for people who are in Bitcoin right now. So let's check this out. I don't know who this is. I don't know where it's from, but it's relevant, and I couldn't agree more with it.
Well, the biggest difference between your family and a wealthy family is something that's been forgotten now for about 3 generations. And that is that the wealthy families band and bind themselves together to build wealth. But now we've been programmed by media, and in fact, the same wealthy people that don't want competition, that we should strike out on our own, that we should do it together, then leave family, let them fend for themselves. You're an independent. You're on your own. You're powerful that way. No, you're weakened that way. How does that make any sense that you're powerful by yourself? Only together, in partnership, in community, in family. Does that make any sense that we can band together and win in this very, very difficult game called commercial life? And is it any wonder that all the mega rich came from family money? Some of these families have been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years, generations of wealth that are handed down. It kind of doesn't matter whether it's the corporate structure method or the trust method or the waterfall method. It's that they've all banded together. And some of you are like, I hate my family. Well, that's your personal problem. That you should probably solve that or get yourself a new family, because it's so impossible for the average person to get ahead by themselves. But with a family together, it doesn't have to be your family, but in a family environment, that's when you multiply your chances of massive success for not just you, but for them and your entire community.
Isn't that so true? I mean, there's a lot of things that, the mainstream, the centralized entities of the world, that they've been pushing on people, a lot of narratives. But I mean, that's one big one. And it seems like they've been trying to destroy family, period, with telling people that men can be pregnant, and that, they're putting on commercials now all these different man, woman, blah, blah, blah. That's what they're doing. They're trying to destroy the family dynamic, because families are all that matters in life. And I think that if you can start building into that direction for your family, you're going to be 10,000 miles ahead of everybody else who's trying to do it on their own. And there's a lot to be said about going through this whole process together. And the nice thing about where we are right now is we're kind of at the forefront of this whole thing, which means that we get to set the tone with it. We get to spread this message and focus on this and secure the Bitcoin that we have, and teach our family to teach their family and their family that this Bitcoin sits here and it never stays. And it's not something that you just tell somebody. It's something that you have to absolutely instill into kids at a very young age. I believe that. I don't have kids myself yet, but that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's going to be instilled from them from a very young age that this is the family's Bitcoin. You add value to the world. If you need it, it's going to be there, but this is going to stay here forever. And you have to teach them how to protect it. You have to have help in place to secure it, to make sure that it gets passed on properly. This stuff is so incredibly important. And I feel like the majority of Bitcoiners are completely out to lunch with this. Because they see their Bitcoin in their wallet and they're still looking at that illusionary fiat balance that they're telling you, which is a complete fucking lie. The fiat price of Bitcoin right now could not be any less relevant than it is, but that's what people focus on. And they say, well, I only got $10,000 in Bitcoin right now, so I'm not going to invest in a planner to help me with this. I'm not going to invest in somebody to help me secure this Bitcoin. I'm just going to, if it's $10,000, whatever. If I lose it, I lose it. And that is the worst possible approach to this, because people do not realize how scarce this asset is and how valuable it's going to be in the future. So this is something that you watching the show today, you're the Bitcoiner in your family. You are the captain of this ship. And you have to be the one that takes on the responsibility to make sure that this is instilled in your family, that this is the asset. We're going to protect it at all costs. You have to teach them what to talk about with people, what not to talk about with people. This stuff is so incredibly important. And it's absolutely right. If you look at the dynasties of the world, this is all about building your own dynasty using Bitcoin. And if you look at the dynasties of the world, that's what they've done. And the majority of people who hold the majority of wealth on this planet, we got some action back here. You don't know their names, right? Like we see the Forbes top 100 list of richest people in the world, and that's not who it is. That's not who it is at all. That's a fraction of the real wealth in the world. The dynasties don't go on TV and tell people how much wealth they have. You don't know their names because they've done it properly. And there's not a whole lot of people who do that anymore. And that's what he said. It's been lost for 3 generations now. But you are at the forefront of this. You are the captain of this ship, and you are the one who has to take that responsibility on for your family. You have to. And I just don't want you to underestimate how powerful this is and how valuable it's going to be in the future. And the best time to start worrying about that is today.